Hey there, Ryan with iMinnesotaNights.com. Day 12 of 365. I'm here with Tim at Origami. Question, if somebody comes down here, what's that go-to roll or that go-to meal, that thing that maybe you like the most?
Well, definitely I think like the sushi, a lot of the stuff, but a lot of like the rolls, we have some great rolls. We have like the Never Ending Summer roll, which is one of my favorites.
What's in that?
It's tuna, cilantro, chives, and then it's rolled with more tuna and avocado, and then has like a garlic ponzu sauce you can dip it with. So it's very light, but still has a lot of flavor to it. But and then the other roll that's really popular is like the 9.5 week roll.
Okay.
It's like shrimp tempura, cucumbers, spicy mayonnaise, crab meat, rolled with unagi, avocado, and salmon.
That sounds very savory.
It kind of has like everything in it. Yeah.
Anything with tempura, and I love that too.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's a little bit of everything for someone here.
All right, tell me a little bit more about Origami.
Well, it opened in 1990 by Kiminobu Ichikawa, and I don't know, it started out pretty well here downtown Minneapolis. It was one of the first Japanese restaurants. It was probably, I think, the 5th or 6th Japanese restaurant.
We're talking, that's 30 years ago.
What's that? It was
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
20 years ago,
About 20. I think it's going on 21 this year. So, Ichi had been here for a while. He had opened up Sajiya, which was one of the first sushi restaurants in St. Paul. And from there, just kind of became huge. I think Origami was one of the first restaurants where people kind of got to know sushi.
That got that first taste, got introduced to it, all that.
So it just kind of went from there, and then a lot of other restaurants opened up. And the one thing about Origami that people don't know about is that a lot of the other sushi restaurants that opened up after Origami, a lot of the owners of those restaurants kind of started here.
So they came here, they played some role, whether that was serving or whether that's managing or whatever it's going to be, and then they kind of moved on out.
Most of the sushi chefs, like the owner from Bagu and the owner from Sushi Tangos, Tiger Sushi, they had all worked here. Learned their own,
their own style and stuff.
And learned like the kind of the traditional art of sushi, and then kind of moved on and opened up their own restaurant. So I kind of feel like this is kind of like the godfather of sushi.
Not only was it one of the original ones, it's kind of a training ground for other people who want to learn that tradition and learn that the way to do it. I mean, there's definitely a way to prepare sushi.
We really kind of pride ourselves towards having the freshest fish, the most traditional way of serving it. Making sure that our customers have the best experience in general here, and I think that kind of translates to not only this restaurant but our other restaurant in Minnetonka.
You have two. There's one here downtown Minneapolis. We're on First
Street and First Avenue.
Right in the corner, and then there's one in Minnetonka.
And I mean, one also great thing about this restaurant is that the building itself. You talk about being Minnesota, and Ichi had only bought the restaurant a couple years after he opened up the restaurant, and then the Federal Reserve kind of came in about, I think it was like maybe 10 years ago, and he had put this, and they were going to destroy all these buildings around here. And what he did was he put this building on the historical
Sure,
site.
put it in the register.
Yeah, so
Yep.
that it couldn't be destroyed, so that
Nice.
there was some history
Yep.
here and things of
Yep.
that sort.
So, I mean, ultimately, his plan is, I mean, you're bringing some of that Japanese history, that Japanese tradition, and along with that, he's kind of saving the Minnesota traditions.
Yeah.
That heritage that we come from and
Yeah.
stuff like that. That's pretty cool. That's
Yeah.
neat. That's a good story.
It's one of those really unique restaurants,
Yeah.
especially in Minnesota, where it's a 2-floor restaurant. So there's one floor and it has a smaller sushi bar downstairs, but also at night we open up the second floor, which has a bar lounge area and a dining area. So you don't really see many restaurants in Minnesota that have 2 floors.
Sure.
First of all, and then in addition, having that history
Yeah.
of the building and things of that sort. So it has a lot of character to it.
If somebody has never had sushi, obviously you guys are one of the first sushi restaurants in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, St. Paul. You guys have some experience helping them through that process.
Yeah. I mean, we have a great staff of people. Most of our chefs and even most of our servers and bartenders have been here for well over at least 5 years.
Sure.
Which you don't really see that in the restaurant industry.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turnover because we kind of think of this as a family.
Yep.
And like for myself, I've been here for 8 years, and I started as a server, became a manager now. I'm a general manager,
Sure.
and the owner kind of really lets us kind of grow
Yep.
and experience this place as it is. And so with that said, we have a lot of experience, and we have a lot of knowledgeable people who can kind of guide you through the menu. If you don't like this, they can guide you through the menu to find something else, because they know all the fishes, they know all the all the appetizers or all the entrees, and know what they taste like.
Yeah,
therefore
they can compare that to something else where you're like, okay, I like this, not so much that. Okay, then let's give you this.
And we have such good creative chefs that if it's not on the menu, we can create something for you.
Whip something on the fly.
Yeah.
Just try it.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people who've come in who are vegetarian.
Sure.
And they'd like a roll that's vegetarian.
Yep.
And we'll just create something on the fly, and
Yep.
be like, okay,
That's perfect.
So we definitely work with.
Yeah,
with what we got.
that's unique in itself too. Usually the menu's the menu, but you guys have kind of custom ordered a little bit.
Yeah,
That's good.
Well, it's a little bit of I think Minnesota has that Minnesota people have that traditional. They would like food.
Meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
Exactly. Exactly.
But there's always that when people come in, they want to experiment or something like that, but you don't want to put them off with something like an uni or sea urchin or something like that, something really out there. So you kind of that's one.
You can keep the squid and the weird stuff away from them.
Yeah.
For now.
For now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Until they can get used to it, and the second or third time.
And in my experience, as far as eating sushi and that sort of stuff, the flavors are really subtle. It seems like in a lot of the fish, it doesn't seem they're so deep. So if you are a fish eater like sunfish or walleye or stuff like that, that has a lot more heavy fishy taste than some of the flavors of the sushi. So
yeah, that's a great point. I mean, there's a lot of whitefish that are really similar to walleye and things of that sort. I mean, granted, it's raw.
They're different. They're different.
But I mean, there's a lot of similarities, and there's so many fish out there in the sea that have so much variety to them.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that someone might like walleye, but at the same time, that can also translate to, well, I might like tuna also.
Right.
If I've never tried it, let's see what it's like.
May as well give it a shot. I mean, I like it. I'm Ryan with IamMinnesotaNice.com. We got Tim, Origami. Come down, check it out. If you're a first-time sushi eater, if you've never done it, get down here. They'll take care of you better than anybody else in the state. So that's it. Sharing the best of Minnesota.